Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, what's up everybody? Tip and Tara here. It's been a long time. We haven't been able to really travel internationally, but we are here at Secrets Akumal in Mexico, close to Tulum. And we just wanted to do this video of comparison to Secrets here in Akumal, and then a Secrets that we went to about 6 years ago for a wedding in Jamaica, Secrets Montego Bay.
Yes. So we obviously went, it'll be 7 years now in December that we were in Jamaica. For those of you that have not been to the Jamaica Secrets, there's actually 2 resorts that are right next to each other, and you can, whatever room or whatever, so there's Wild Orchid and there's St. James. Whichever one you book, you can use both of them interchangeably. So it does not matter, and you kind of get 2 big resorts together, all included, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. So I guess the biggest thing why we want to make this video is just kind of to give you our opinion on the differences, because you know, as you're doing research for all of this, you want to figure out which one you want to go to and that type of stuff. And so we just kind of want to give you guys the lowdown on what we've experienced at each one. And you know, a lot of things could be different because when we went was like she said, 7 years ago almost, and so that was pre-COVID, and then now this is post-COVID, so they've changed. I think a lot of things might be different because of that. So
well, yeah, and currently we're still in the midst of COVID. There's lots of COVID protocols, which is great at the resort, but I also think that it does impact the service just a little bit. Yes. Nothing major, but just a few things that have popped up that we've thought maybe were just because of COVID. And we're not entirely sure if that's the reason, but that's our opinion on that.
Both properties are awesome, but they're different in their own ways in the sense of the layout. And I feel like the Jamaica property was a lot more closer to the beach, so you had a lot more ocean views where you were at because you know, they were just closer to the beach. And I think the beach is just a little bit better in Jamaica than it is here in Akumal. So
yeah, we're gonna get a little bit of pushback on that one because I know everybody loves the beach here at Akumal. The turtles are great. We are here in August, which is high seaweed time on the beach. So take that with consideration. The beach is still beautiful. The sand is still like white and powdery. You can see turtles right from the beach in Akumal, and they're doing a great job picking up the seaweed every morning. It's just it's
so much
unavoidable right now.
Yeah,
which is totally fine. The beach at Jamaica is very calm.
Yeah, it's a lot calmer.
And again, this is August, and in the bay, it's a bay here in Akumal where we are now, but it's still pretty wavy. It's been red flags pretty much every day that we've been here, which you can still swim in. It's just more wavy than normal.
Yeah. And I think also like a big difference is at this one, because I think it's also newer, but they have a lot more pools, and I think the pools are a little bit nicer than the pools at the Jamaica one.
Yeah.
But primarily I think that's because most people spend the time on the beach in Jamaica because I think like the water is better, and but also the pools are better here.
Yeah, so here at Akumal there's 3 pools. There's a main pool close to the beach, which has all of the like events, like the water aerobics class and the fun activities during the day, with a swim up bar right there, and that one's a really big pool. And then there's a middle pool, and then there's a further back pool, which is the one in the back is like the quiet one, where you can kind of just go hang out. It's warmer. It actually feels kind of like a hot tub, but there's really not that many people at even the middle and the further one back. It's mostly the main one is the popular one.
And I'll put up a video and pictures of, because we're actually staying in the one that's closer to the further back pool. And that one is generally, like she said, pretty private. And it's also beautiful. It's huge. And that kind of will take us into, I think, like the difference in preferred and not preferred at each resort. So we're not staying in the preferred here. And so it's a little bit further back from the beach, but it's only a 5-minute walk to the beach through the grounds. But I also, from what we've heard, we've talked to other people, you know, you get to know people here and who stay in the preferred. And most of them say it's, you know, that they haven't found that it's been that beneficial to them. But, you know, it's all preference.
There's the preferred lounge, which people enjoy at this resort, Akumal. But for the price, we don't think the price is worth it for a preferred here. We did get a chance to stay in the preferred in Jamaica, and they have like the preferred lounge. They have the preferred
beach.
Yeah, they have a preferred beach, which is super quiet, only for preferred members, which was awesome.
Yeah.
I think they had their own separate pool too.
Yeah, they had their own pool.
And then the drinks in the room were worth it.
Yeah, so that was one difference that we saw. I mean, again, take this into consideration. It's been 7 years apart, and it could be COVID, but in Jamaica, like in your rooms, no matter what, even if it was preferred or not, they provided you bottles of liquor in your room, and then they would always restock it. But here, they do provide you with beer if you want, and I guess we haven't asked for liquor, but it was a super cool thing that you could actually just have the liquor in your room, and you had like a bar guy who was always stocking and make sure that you had it, so you could make drinks in your room and that type of stuff. And I mean, I don't know if they do that here at the preferred or not, or but you know, they did it no matter what, if you were preferred or not. So that I thought that was an extra bonus for Jamaica. So checkpoint for Jamaica.
Yeah, we'll add a little or like a comparison list at the end, since we're kind of hopping all around, but just to kind of give you guys an idea of our thoughts on where each one kind of wins. They're both beautiful resorts, though. They're amazing. And we do have an ocean view room, even though we are in the furthest building back. So we're in building 9, which is, we'll show you like a little layout of the resort, but like we're in the far back, kind of again by that quiet pool. And so we have like a straight shot of the ocean. Now again, it's not like the ocean is not just right there like we enjoyed in Jamaica, but it's a beautiful view.
I'll put up a video, you'll see it.
But also some of the ocean view rooms, I've heard you get like this much of the ocean in the view. So it's kind of a hit or miss. The tropical views here, Akumal, are also gorgeous. It's like very jungly here. So those are really pretty. The swim out rooms are kind of mostly in the back also. And so if you want to be quiet and you have your own pool, that might be a good option. But you don't see any of like the beach or the pool or any of that, because you're obviously on the lower level. So there's some trade-offs there on what you're looking for. If you want to be in your room and using your own pool, then that swim out would be great. For us, we're not in the room all that much, and I prefer to look at the ocean than swimming in a pool.
Yeah. Another comparison would be kind of like the transfers and how you get to, you know, the destination from the airport to each resort.
So Akumal is between Playa del Carmen and Tulum, so it is about an hour and a half, they say. Yeah, hour and a half took us about an hour and 15, but they generally say an hour and a half from the airport. So it is a little bit longer of a drive because you're not obviously in like downtown Cancun or any of that stuff. But I think the drive was totally easy.
Oh yeah,
it
the drive was easy. It was all on the highway. It wasn't like super windy. It's just straight down the highway. And
we used Kaleido Travel for our shuttle, and they were great, like private transfer. So they just took us straight in with drinks, and that was easy.
Yeah, that was cool. You can request drinks in to come with you. So she requested for me 3 Coronas and 2 Pacificos and a Sprite, and I probably could have done 1 or 2 more, but it was actually a really good combination. By the time I finished my 3rd one, I paced it out a little bit, but by the time we finished that, we were pulling up to the gates, so it was a really good experience, and it didn't really feel like an hour 15, I guess.
Yeah, it was really fast.
Because you get pumped to get here, I guess.
Yeah. Just remember that after like a long travel day, we're coming from the West Coast, so anywhere we go really in the Caribbean is going to take a while, so we know that. On the other hand, the Jamaica Secrets are like 5 miles probably from the airport.
Yeah,
so it
not
probably
far.
took like 20 minutes to get to the resorts. You're in Montego Bay, so there's a lot more stuff to do right around. It's like a big city, whereas Akumal is not a big city. There's still little things to do in the town, but it's not the city that Montego Bay is. But so that one's quick to the resort.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about a topic that you're probably wondering about, and it's all about preference, but the service.
Yep. I think we love Jamaica. Every time we go back, we love the people, we love the service. They go above and beyond to make sure you have everything you need. That's not to say that they don't take care of you when you're not in Jamaica, aka in Mexico. We love it here too also, otherwise we wouldn't be traveling to Mexico. I do think this is kind of where the COVID protocols is kind of making things a little bit hit or miss. We've had some really great people that have helped us and taken care of us and really gone over the top, but there's also some that kind of just don't.
Yeah. So I guess in my opinion, we've been more than just, to Secrets in Jamaica. We've gone to Sandals. And so we've done that, but like the service that we've gotten in Jamaica with Sandals and Secrets has been just above and beyond no matter where we're at. So I think it's just a difference in the culture and the people, and by above and beyond, I just mean like it's just the atmosphere is just a little bit more fun because they make it that much more fun, and then they really try to make sure that you have the best time, and they do that here too, but it's just not to the same level as they do in Jamaica. And then so I would say that is the biggest difference in the service. Yeah.
I think here at Akumal, you can still get that. You just kind of have to push for it. Like you have to ask for things that you're wanting or kind of be a pester at times.
Yeah. In Jamaica, they kind of know what you want before you want it.
And they ask, is there anything you need? Are you wanting anything more? Like, what else can I do for you? Again, this was, 6 years ago, and we are still in the middle of a pandemic currently, so it's not probably 100% accurate comparison, but I think we will always prefer the Jamaica service over.
Yeah. So
over anywhere else, really, honestly.
might be slightly biased
Yeah.
because we did get married there, and we've been there
Honeymoon.
a couple times afterwards, but honestly, it's just in our opinion, it's just we feel that they're just a little bit more friendlier and over the top, and so it made our experience that much better. Which we've had a great experience here, just a couple of hiccups, but nothing too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, just little average things. We're pretty easygoing, so.
Yeah.
All right, so if you are watching this during COVID times, and you know that it's still going on, this is August of 2021, so it's still going on. You probably have read, if you plan on coming here, we don't know about Jamaica or any of those secret spots because every country is different, but if you plan on coming here, you probably already read that you have to take a COVID test. What's it, 48 hours before you fly?
72 hours before you get back. This is going back to the U.S., so if you're not from the U.S., it's different. But 72 hours before you get on your plane, I guess, back to the States. Secrets will include your COVID test. They will schedule it for you. So we fly out on a Friday. They scheduled it for a Wednesday. And you do have a free quarantine for 14 days if you are positive. So, from what I've heard, we're both negative, so that was good.
Yeah. It was nerve-wracking though. The actual going to the test and then sitting, you get the test taken and then you go wait for 20 minutes outside as they get the results back, and then you're sitting there wondering if you're gonna go enjoy the rest of your vacation or if you're gonna go quarantine for 14 days. So that was a rough 20 minutes trying to figure out if your vacation was over early and you have to make plans to get home later.
Yeah. So from what I've heard, they if you are positive while at the resort, they move you to another room and basically don't give you a key and just quarantine. So I don't know how true that is. Obviously, we are negative, so we're not having to deal with any of that, but that's a little bit how that works. But otherwise, everything, they've included everything for you, and they set it all up and all of that. So it takes maybe 30 minutes overall to check in, take your test, and wait for the results. So it's super easy.
And if you're someone that's worried about, the COVID and everything, and as you're coming down, down here, they take a lot of measures to, to take precautions and everything. Because, like, as you're around food, and if you're going to a buffet, they'll provide a mask for you and a glove. And then also, like, we were at dinner last night at Oceana, the seafood restaurant here, and as they were clearing off another table, they had, some machine that was disinfecting like the seats and everything.
And
so
the tablecloth and all of that.
So they take it very, very seriously down here. And so if you have any issues and worries about it, it's they're doing everything that I can see above and beyond.
Yeah, and when we checked in, they had a little thing that took your temperature, and all of the employees are wearing masks
the entire time.
100%. Yeah, I've never seen anyone move it or take it off. Like, they're great on all of that. There's hand sanitizer everywhere. There's plenty of cleaning supplies and everything. Like, they do a really good job with the COVID protocols and just keeping the place clean. Like, it's very safe.
Because if you think about
safer than anywhere else.
Yeah, because if you think about it, if they were to have an outbreak here, they'd have to shut down. So they're doing their best to make sure that they don't have an outbreak and they can keep operating.
Yeah, no, they've done a great job. I wouldn't have a worry about it.
Yeah. The rooms are awesome, amazing. Nice big tub, nice shower, great balcony. I mean, you'll see all that in this clip, but honestly, the rooms, I couldn't tell you anything different between Jamaica or this one, because they're all nice. I mean, this one is newer. Excuse me. This one is newer, so I guess it might be a little bit nicer, but we don't really come for the rooms. When we go, we come for the atmosphere and the beach and the pool and the drinks. All right, now the thing you've all been waiting for is the food and the comparison on the food. So since Tara is the big foodie, we'll have her start.
So you can order room service any time of the day, and what they have now in the rooms, well, I guess I don't know if it's now or just at the newer resorts, is here at Akumal they have an iPad that you can order room service on. So when we went to the Jamaica resort, that was 6 years ago, and they didn't have the iPad. So it's really nice. You can order your food or whatever on there. You can kind of also see what's going on for the day, and if you wanted to book a transfer or an excursion or whatever, you can do that through there, which is pretty nice. You don't have to call and talk or wait on the phone. Room service is taking typically like 60 to 90 minutes, but it'll tell you that on the iPad when you like go to order, so you're not like caught by surprise. So if you are hungry, like it's gonna take a while, so find something else to eat.
Yeah, one trick that we've been doing here is if we're by the pool, which is just right out here, we'll go up, order the room service, come hang out in the pool for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then come back up to the room, and it's usually ready. I mean, in the disclaimers or whatever, they say that you have to be present here to pick up your room service. They won't leave it in your little box cubby thing. But we've had experiences to where we've been a couple minutes late and they have left it in there. So
or the food was earlier
than what we expected.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess it just depends on the worker or whatever. But but yeah, that's one thing we've learned. If you want the room service, because it probably has to do with COVID, they're probably understaffed a little bit, but just be prepared for it to be anywhere from about 45 to 90 minutes roughly.
Yeah,
so.
Especially during prime times. So get up early and order your room service if you're wanting it ready like when you actually are hungry. That's a great option. But they're super great. Everything again is like individually packed, or like with like, what's the wrap? Cling wrap on top, or like even our champagne glasses came like in its own little packet, so you can tell that everything is like super clean and not used and all that kind of stuff. So they're still taking a lot of COVID precaution with all the room service stuff. So there's the room service, which is 24 hours a day, and then there's 7 restaurants, I believe.
Sure, you know more than I do.
6 maybe. So there's Seaside, which is kind of like a steakhouse. We had that the first night, which was good. Mm-hmm. And there's Oceana, which we had last night, which is like the seafood, which they had like some ceviche and coconut shrimp and salmon and grilled shrimp and all kinds of stuff, scallops. That's a really good one.
We're trying the teppanyaki tonight.
Yep, the Asian place tonight.
Which at both resorts they have the teppanyaki. And yeah, that's the only one where you have to make reservations at, because they are pretty popular.
And then there's also Bordeaux and Portofino, which are both Italian places, and then there's the Market Cafe, which is like breakfast and lunch, kind of like buffet style. And then along kind of like the pool area, they'll have lunch set up, or afternoons food set up. So like one day they did, or a couple days they've done pizza and drinks. Another day they did burgers and hot dogs.
Yeah, they have sushi. They do all different types of stuff, and they change it up every day.
Yeah.
So that you are
kind of like some different snacks, and you can a lot of the restaurants have dress code, but with the ones by the pool, obviously you can just go in like your swimsuits or your cover-ups or that kind of stuff. So it's more casual there. Just grab some food. You can also order food at the pool or the beach, and get that delivered to wherever you're sitting, so you don't have to get up if you don't want, which is nice. And then they have events at night throughout the hotel. So last night was a cool one. It was the Akumart.
Yeah.
So it's like an art
footage that we'll put up.
Yeah, it's like an art show with some dancers and music and all kinds of food.
It was a really cool festival. And then you'll see they had this crazy giant tuna. Looked like they just fished it out.
Yeah.
Earlier in the day, and then you could see the guy just cutting it up in front of you, and he just sliced it up, and I grabbed some, and it was the best. It was so fresh. It was the best tuna I ever had, and it was just that was a super cool festival, which we don't remember them doing much like that. Like every night they've seemed to have like a pop-up like dinner option, and then also where there was like a show or performer going on, and we don't know if we don't remember that happening in Jamaica, but we're wondering if they were doing this because of COVID and just wanting more stuff to be outside. But that was super cool.
Yeah, last night at the Akumart festival thing, they had all kinds of food. So they had sushi and tuna, like he was saying. They had tacos. They had like a bunch of meat
on a stick.
They had
street meat.
They had like pastries and like desserts. They had like a lady was like making her own tortillas. So they had like just all kinds of options that you can like walk around, and it was really cool. But yeah, they definitely have more like entertainment and pop-up food things going on here at Akumal than when we were at Jamaica.
Yeah.
I think there was only like 1 or 2 nights that there was something in Jamaica, and that was like the
street
Jamaican night thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this one definitely has more things going on. I think there's like a silent disco tonight. There's always stuff going on in the theater and stuff at the pool.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to do. You kind of can get tired.